Good morning, good morning. Merry pre-Christmas. How about that? Obviously, you know who this is, and I'm coming to you on the last day of the 52-week challenge that we have been posting every single week. Where this challenge was actually presented in our Life Changing Alliance personal development class by Mr. Jamal Mumford. And I remember when he actually presented this, I was like, hey, even though I'm actually one of the instructors in the class, I was like, this would definitely be a good challenge for myself as well. And one of the things that we wanted to teach the class is learning how to save money. And believe it or not, that's a habit that you must develop in the process. It's not something that, just like, when you started spending, it wasn't like you just got it that day. You learned how to spend money and you developed a habit of spending. And none of us actually, developed this habit of savings. Yes, it is a habit that must be developed. It's not something that's emotional. You just say, well, one day you're going to, start saving money. Okay, you might have that emotion, but now you have to go through the process of really learning how to develop the habit. So we started out with the 52-week challenge, and as you can see, on the first day, it's a development phase. It's a gradual change over a period of time. So your first day, you only needed, the first week you only needed $1. The second week you needed $2. The third week $3, etc., etc., all the way up to 52 weeks throughout the year. So there's things that happen that challenges you throughout the process of doing this. First and foremost is just being consistent. When you're consistent with anything over a period of time, it develops a habit. Whether it's, just, almost to a point where you tell somebody you love them so many times you develop the habit and you just happen to just tell them that. Well, it's the same thing when you come down to your money. If you develop the habit, it becomes a routine. It's over a process of period of time to the point that, $1, and it leads all the way up to 52, which then shows you your end point, that at the end of that 52-week challenge, you would actually have $1,378 after you're done. So there's a number of things that's happening here psychologically during this challenge, and that you're checking it off where you have a piece of paper, you have a GPS, and you're able to manage simply because you're writing things down, you're checking off things, just like when you were in kindergarten. The same thing when it came down to the teacher giving you a star, and a star on this day and a star on that day, and you psychologically develop that reward to the point that you look forward to that star. Well, it's the same thing with the 52-week challenge. You look forward to checking it off, looking at your where you're at, and then at the end of the day, where you end up to the point that now you can literally say Merry Christmas to yourself, because even though you're actually saving this money, you're learning the habits, guess who this is for? It's for you. And it's something about celebrating yourself on a daily basis that we're learning through personal development as well. So I encourage each and every one of you, if you didn't do it last year, this year, you want to get this. You can actually print out this document, just put in 52-week challenge, and you can actually put it in. The one thing about the personal development class is that we're holding one another accountable, and during the process, guess what? It helps you to stay on target, because you're going to want to actually present your project, and then you want to actually be able to not celebrate somebody else's success for helping them reach a goal, but celebrating your own success as you reach the goal. And the end reward is you now have on Christmas Day. Now, the day is the day before Christmas. All the gifts and stuff have been gotten already for the people that I'm going to actually give gifts to. But at the end of the day, this is your gift to where you can now count yourself out $100. You can talk about $20, you know, $50. And at the end of the day, it comes up to 1,300. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20, 40, 60, 80, 13, 40, 50, 60, 75, $78, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? You have made an accomplishment. And I can promise you, you will be so happy that you made this accomplishment. Now, remember, it's going to be challenging. The second thing is you must keep this money in your house. That's where the challenge comes in at, because then when you start seeing 300, 400, you're going to be challenged. Why? Because things are going to come up and you're going to want to use this money. But you have to learn how to do things differently. You have to learn how to process things. Don't go to this because this money already has a commitment. It's just like money that you won't spend for your bills. Well, guess what? You don't want to spend this money because it's for you to actually celebrate and develop the habit. One thing that I love about Jim Rohn, and I listened to his story, and the story went to a point that, you know, he was a Girl Scout had came to his house and wanted to sell him cookies, and he went in his pocket and he didn't have $2.20, I believe it was, to buy the Girl Scout cookies. And then at the end of the day, he looked at his reality, just like we do in personal development. You look at your truth, you look at your reality, and, you know, he said after he didn't have the 220, he actually lied to the Girl Scout because he was too embarrassed to tell her that he didn't have the 220. So he told her a lie. And ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you're telling yourself so many lies to the point that it really you begin to believe it, even though you're embarrassed by it. But I can promise you, just in the last week of this week, you know, the book writer that said The Principles, Jack Canfield, he said, face your truth faster. Tell the truth faster. So as you go into 2017, you want to have faced your reality so that you could go in with the truth. And then as long as you know your truth and you're facing your reality, guess what? You can start to begin the process of change. And I remember Jim Rohn, as he has said that he lied to the girl. But I do also remember by the time he passed away, he said it wasn't about the money that he made, but it was about the person that he became in the process of the challenge, of challenging yourself, and the person that you become in the process of the circles, the little X marks, the little habit that you're forming, to the point that you're now creating disciplines in your life that can change your life forever, and it'll never be the same. Because ladies and gentlemen, guess what? This is not all of the money that I was able to save, but it starts a process to develop the habit, and I promise you, you'll never regret that habit at the end of the year. Merry Christmas to you, and hopefully this story has encouraged somebody to go out there and start your challenge, because we already have the next challenge where we're starting a financial class where it's the 52-week challenge, but we're even going to go to the next level this time because we're starting off with $2, then $4, then $6, and the end point is $2,756 at the end of 2017. Do you have a plan? If you don't, I encourage you to listen. Come join us every morning, 9 o'clock a.m. Why? Because we are working on ourselves to become better, just like we believe in you that you can become better, where we all get together on one accord and literally we go through the process together. And at the end of the day, I celebrate you for making the change. God bless. Take care. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Come through to LCA, 9 o'clock a.m. every morning, Monday through Friday, and just inbox me if this is something that you're ready to do in 2017. We would love to have you on board on our next challenge, 52-week savings, to the point that your end results will keep money in your pocket. Because as long as you take care of you, you can guarantee you're going to have a good Christmas next year. God bless.